So here we are for Saturday the 23rd of May. This will be our 4 p.m. invitation to the movement snack. Just waiting for a few people to start signing on and making themselves known. Come on, I'm waiting now. Good snack from Bex earlier. Good snack from Dave first thing. We're going to be building on that today. Hi Dave, just mentioned your name. We're going to be building on this, these good habits that we've been developing from however many weeks you've been on board. And this is our 4 p.m. sway and stretch. So some multi-dimensional movements, flowing, smooth movements, calming as well, to set us off into our evening. Good afternoon, Christine. We've got a few people signing in now. We're clocking up our numbers. Throw us a message up on screen, people, and tell us what you've been up to. And also what you plan to be up to. So have you got any crowbarring that's been done or crowbarring that's planned to be done a little bit later on? Hi, few more coming in now. Hi George, hi Jeannie. Any more for any more? Come on, let's get this movement wagon rolling. I think that's the link to our Whip Crack Away Windy City theme from Bex's movement snack earlier. Here's Debbie as well. Hello. So there might be quite a few new people coming through. Hi Francis and hi Christine. We've got our hardcore following though, haven't we? Maddie's in as well now. Welcome. Getting yourself ready for this final 10-minute movement snack for the day. So we've probably, if you've done all three, or we will have done all three by the time we get this one done and dusted, you would have essentially included an additional 30 minutes onto your everything else that you do in your day-to-day life. Plus a bit of crowbarring. I reckon we could be up to about 40, 50 minutes for some of you, which is fantastic. It's all moving us in the right direction. Okay, so Dave, you might need to just give me it's a 4 o'clock nod so that I can do my 3, 2, 1. Dawn's just signed in as well. And Rita. Hi Rita, glad to have you along. Now, a question that I wanted to ask before we do the 3, 2, 1 and get going is how many weeks you've been with us? How many movement snacks have you been averaging a day? Just throw us some numbers up on the messaging part now, if you like. It'd be great to know how many of you are newcomers, how many of you have been with us from the absolute start. Of course, it doesn't matter. The mission's the same, isn't it? We're all adding extra movement minutes. So it doesn't matter where you are, whether you move in seated, in standing or go between, we're all moving in the right direction by bolting on extra movement minutes. Okay, right, here we are. We've got a couple more coming in. Jane Edinburgh's been from the beginning. Amazing. It would be great to hear some of your testimonials as well, people. If you've been in it for so long now, we're about moving into week 10. We're not far off, are we? Okay, so Dave's just given me the nod for the 3, 2, 1. A moment before that, we are uploading 6 video clips onto YouTube, rather than the whole lot of video clips that are done throughout the entire week. So there will be some to choose from on there. Please feel free to recommend us to friends, family members, which I'm sure a lot of you have done already. Or even if you are leading any sessions in the community, then by all means recommend to some of your participants as well. That would be great, the more the merrier. Onto YouTube, it's nice and simple. Click the subscribe as well. Then it will tell you when we're uploading new video clips. Okay, right, we need to do a 3, 2, 1. So here we go. Here's my 3, 2, 1. Swipe the comments to the side if you like, so that you can see the full screen. Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Kelsey Leverton, coming from Leicestershire, and very proud to be associated with Later Life Training and this movement mission. This is your 4 p.m. sway and stretch, and my second one. So we'll be following the movements I did previously with the sway, and then we'll be progressing the sway throughout the week. Let's get us warmed up, let's get us prepared a little bit before we head into that part of today's mission. Right, bring yourselves lifting and a shifting if you're coming forwards in the chair and you'd prefer to remain seated throughout. Lift and shift, so bring your feet as well so that we can get us into an active posture where we lift up through the centre of the body. This is done in standing as well, people, so just come with me with this postural adjustments that we're making. Shoulders back and down, try and lift the chest, open the chest, will make it easier for breathing over time. If we have a more open posture, less rounded through the shoulders. If you're in standing, I've just got the wall today on either side of me, windowsill behind me, so I've got some reliable handheld support that I can use if I need to. Off we go. Let's have a think about feet to begin with. Begin with some foot pumps, some heel pedals if you like. Seated or standing, exactly the same. Pick yourself a steady pace and do hold on if you need to. Just to show you from the side there what the heels are up to. You can see I'm peeling the heels off the floor, leaving the balls of the foot down, and we can progress that into, of course, a leg march. You might know all these prompts, you old timers who have been with us from the beginning. So you can be active for maybe a little bit longer. With some arms if you like, that's up to you. If you want to just pause with the legs and have a go with a few arm swings, moving from the shoulders this movement, or a little bit of a seated row, just guiding the elbow back as you do this. Arms and legs together. One arm if you need to hold on. Oh, hang on, I'm a bit uncoordinated there, that's better. Your pace, your speed of movement that suits you. All right, let's just take a pause there. Bring yourself to a stop. Just think about how your body is at the moment, how your posture is at the moment, and just try and be aware and try and make some real adjustments to that. Adjustments though that you can perhaps maintain. If we come all the way up and we're forcing our posture, quite possibly that's not going to be sustainable for you to maintain over time. So make some small changes and fix those changes if you can. Here we are with our sway movement. So seated or standing, the upper body movements are exactly the same. If saying that, in standing, if you need to hold on for your stability, if you feel a little bit wobbly when you're doing this, then you might want to take up some support. You will move just the one arm at a time and eventually change over. A couple of side steps for me here to get my support on the other side. Or some steady steps to turn around. All right, so here we are with our first movement. Palms facing down or to the side of you if you're in the chair. It's up to you. Just let your arms float. Up, elbows are soft, wrists are soft. And as you see, as the arms float down, the palms are forwards. Bring your hands in towards your hips or waist, and then with flat palms, pushing forwards. Then let the arms float back down. Here we are at the beginning of our movement again. So, just from the side, let me show you from the side. Lifting up, floating the arms up. Let the arms softly flowing smoothly, come back. Hands towards the hips, palms forwards and push with the heel of your hands. Let the wrists even relax as you come back to the start position. Have a go at a few of those. Now, depending on how your shoulders feel, that might determine how high you want your arms to raise. So if it's around shoulder level, I'd expect that that'd be quite comfortable for most of us. And here we are with a push and a float back down. Okay, keep going with that movement, people. If you're in the chair, here's a small progression for you. So using your tummy muscles just to support and stabilise, you're going to aim to take a small lean forwards as the push comes into that movement. Keep going with that. In standing, you have an option here. We can float our arms up, both together or one. And as you push forwards, both arms together or one arm, you bring a small step forwards. So floating the arms up, letting them flow back down, hands towards the hips, and then a small step forwards. These are the steps that Bex was doing earlier with you in the lunchtime movement snack. So have a think about your foot placement. Your balance shouldn't be overly challenged here, so if you do feel wobbly, then you're going to do a few stepping forwards, if that feels all right, with support. Sticking on the same leg on the second and maybe even the third and the fourth one, and then taking a turn around so that you can use the other side and even yourself up a little bit. Okay. If you're with both arms, if you're happy with both arms, then you will step forwards on one leg, picking up those feet, and then your next step forwards will be on the other leg. Get your balance in the centre, feet return to hip distance apart. Okay, so quite a few options there for you. Choose which one which feels right for you, or alternate between bit of support, bit of no support, not leaning forwards, or with a lean forwards if that feels all right for you, and seated. That can be supported as well, saying that. So if you want one hand to support the lean forwards, then that's absolutely fine. All right, make that the one that you're on your final attempt at our sway. We're going to be building on that same movement pattern throughout the following days. Right, who's ready for a stretch then? Right, so a couple of options here for the back of thigh. No, this is the calf stretch we'll do first. Some of you may already be in standing, so stay where you are. I'll just give you a quick show of the seated version, and then I'll be up in standing. Now, flexibility, really important for stride length. The ability as well to get down to those feet. So if we stretch the back of our thigh, which we'll do in a couple of minutes, and the calf muscle, then by pulling the toes back, you should switch on a calf stretch here in seated. Hold that to the point of a bit of mild discomfort, but definitely not pain. Should be some stretch tension in the muscle. Just to move the chair out of the way of fraction, I'm going to use the wall to pop my hands against, just to support and stride one leg back. Making sure that you're settling down into the back heel, Just adjust the size of your stride if you're not quite sure. That heel needs to be super glued down at the back with the front knee bending through. So the back leg's straight, the front leg's bent. Your body's just tilting forward slightly and supported into the wall. So we're trying to hold these for about 20 seconds or so. So that gives our body a chance to try and relax into the stretch. And if it does, then we can try and increase the stretch to progress your flexibility abilities again. All right, so change legs if you haven't done already. Muscles stretch better if they've got some warmth into them. Hence why we've practiced some circulation boosting. We've done a little bit of activity with our sway before leading into the stretch. So these stretches are best done if you've been active and you've come in to stop whatever activity you've been doing. Have you done both sides? If you've brought two legs with you, let's try and do both sides. All right, so moving on then to our seated back of thigh stretch. So if everybody would like to come and join me in a seated position, square yourself up to the chair and bending evenly through both of your legs, soft landing. Actually, I just need to move again so I get another sit to stand in the movement bag there. So hopefully you can see my feet here. Front portion of the chair, people. So if you have just sat down and you're a bit far back, just use some of that lift and shift hip walk to move yourself forwards. Here we are with a back of thigh stretch then, so you should be feeling it when we get there, right down from the hip to the back of your knee. So here we are, ankle loose and relaxed, the leg that's not having a stretch, foot flat, hands on the bent leg there. So let's have a think about lengthening through our posture, sitting our hips down away from our rib cage, so our rib cage is lifting up and away from the hips, and hands on the bent leg, stay in that good posture and tilt forwards until you can feel, I often describe this as the bite. You can feel the bite or the stretch tension. Holding this, so everybody's on the same stretch at the moment. Breathe into the stretch best you can. If it feels so intense that it's made you hold your breath, then ease off a fraction. Take the stretch a little bit deeper if you feel you can. It's really important for us to lengthen out these muscles, calf, back of thigh. When we sit quite often, if we are sitting for a duration during the day, then our muscle groups at the backs of our legs are potentially in a shortened position. So it's really key to get some length there. Lengthen the change legs if you haven't done already, by the way. Lengthen the calf and the back of thigh can help you with tasks whereby we need to get to our feet. Bit of paint on the toenails, ladies. Get the socks on, the shoes on, even get the clippers on those toenails. That might become a bit more achievable for you if we lengthen. All right, take a pause there then, people. Hopefully you've done both legs. If any of these stretches feel particularly good for you, you can, of course, do them as often as you like throughout the day. So there's a bit of a crowbar for you. Right, let me come square onto the screen now and you. We're in the front portion of the chair. We've got two more stretches to go. Hands lightly at the side of your body. Just walk your fingers towards the back of your chair. Stay lengthened through the centre part of your posture and your body. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. If you want to put your hands onto the back of your hips, knuckles or palms, squeeze your shoulder blades together there. Or you can just be holding on towards the back of your chair. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, and this will really try to open the chest. If we have flexibility around the muscles of the shoulder. So you probably feel that in the front of the shoulder there as well as into the chest. And yeah, if we've got increased flexibility, then this will influence the amount of range of movement we have at our joints. If we're talking about shoulders, this will make reaching in any which direction more doable, or it may increase your range of motion. Last stretch then. So, one hand to the shoulder, lifting up the elbow, and as you do that, let me just switch side for you, walk your fingertips down your back. So it's like you're trying to get an itch right in the middle of your back. That might not quite be where you can actually reach to, so only go to a point where you're feeling a stretch in the back of your arm, but it's not painful. So hold it there. And then of course, if your elbows is quite low, you're not quite able to get it up close to your ear or head, it can be worked through over time. Take a pause there. Shall we do the other side? This is the last part. So help the elbow, guide it up, have a go at walking the fingers down your back. You may feel that around your shoulder as well as feel this lengthening in the back of the arm here as well. Some of you may feel it just lengthening down the side of your body a little bit too. So none of those sensations that you're getting are wrong. It just depends where you are tight. Hold it there, breathe into the stretch. That can help the muscles relax. That can help that bite to loosen, the stretch tension to switch off a little bit, and then that might give us the opportunity to increase or move a little bit further into the stretch. All right, once you've done that, take a pause. We are done. This is your third movement snack of the day, hopefully, and any other crowbarring in between would be great. Of course, it all adds up our movement minutes, doesn't it? Now, I know during lockdown we've probably had a bit of a messed up routine, so hopefully these movement snacks are bringing some regularity into routine. But, you know, sometimes we can not be sleeping as well. So if you find it hard to switch off at the end of the day, just before bed, have a think maybe about those some flowing movements. You've done quite a lot, that you can pick the one that you can move into, repeat over a few times just before settling down for bed, and you may find that that just calms and brings everything back down a few levels. All right, so there we are, all done. Dave will be back with you tomorrow morning at the 8 a.m. I'm on the 4 p.m s for the rest of the week. So keep on crowbarring and enjoy your evening, people. This is Kelsey Leverton signing off. I'll see you tomorrow.